What's up, traders? Good morning. Happy Monday. It is July 27th. Man, has this month flied by or what? So we've got some big headlines we got to cover. Gold is up 1%. The US and Iran conflict has seemed to find another bit of a ceasefire, especially since we saw all of those new headlines coming out lately about the war and things picking up again. So guys, we've got some headlines. I hope you're ready to make some money this week. We are going to absolutely crush it. Smash that like button. Let's get going. Alrighty, guys, let's start right off the bat with some market AI, some fundamentals, and some big breaking news and high impact headlines. So we'll start with high impacts. As we all know that is our extra filter on all, right? So market is great, gets all news feed, then it filters it to breaking news. So it gives us anything that's extremely important. And then it filters breaking news into high impact. So it only gives us the extra important. So we're not seeing tons and tons of headlines. We're able to sort of get right into the nitty gritty right off the bat. So let's see. We have 14 hours ago. Energy. Susan Bell signals refined fuel crisis exceeds crude situation as stockpile falls by 200 million barrels, each from starting levels of 1.4 billion. Pretty big there. Let's hit our breaking news tab, and something I always show you guys. Hit breaking news, we hit the search, come over here to high impact, and we just type up Iran. And we're going to be able to see any major headlines that involve Iran right now. So let's get that going and see what has been showing up today. Guys, good morning, guys. What is going on? Yusuf, Adam, good morning. Eric, what's going on? Tazzy, hello. Robert, what's going on? Ted, famous, what's going on, guys? Good morning. Happy Monday. Hope you guys had a great weekend. Saudi Defense Ministry says drones were fired by armed groups in Iraq allied with Iran. So this is about 12 minutes ago. This is not, it's funny, somebody might see this and think, oh, well, that means war escalations are picking up again. Not necessarily. This does not have that big impact between Iran and the US. Saudi says, this is, again, similar headline, just came out a little bit different. Wall Street futures gain as pause in US-Iran hostiles lift sentiment. Now, we got to be real, right? We've had these situations before where we get a headline and it just turns right back around immediately. So we'll keep an eye. Something I do want to look at when we go into the technicals is, have we broken any key levels, or are we just at the top of our range, right? We know that when we were watching oil, show you guys oil for a moment. When we were watching oil, see if we could find it, CL, there we go. When we were watching oil, when it was trading between this range, what did we have? Well, we had, whenever we came to an extreme, we had a headline. So when we came to an extreme to the downside, we'd get a headline, oh, escalations are picking back up. We got an extreme when we were towards the highs, damage control. We come in, we start to sell off again. What happens at the lows? Another headline. So headlines left and right? Now what happened? We had the ceasefire come in. We sold off about 30% on oil. Then boom, we start getting some more conflicts again. Escalations pick up. Oil's up 40%. Then guess what happened? Friday started to pull back. Then over the weekend, we got the news. What's up, Robert? Good morning. So let's update previous day high, previous day low, open price. Now oil is going to be a strong one that I'm going to be keeping an eye on, because I will want to know, how are we trading? Are we just pulling back on oil right now to this area where price consolidated before we rallied? Because then this would just be a higher low here. And everybody that's looking at this chart, say on a 1 hour time frame, without any type of market analysis or understanding, might just look at it and go, oh, finally, we're selling off again on oil. I got to sell this. Let me sell the lows over here. We do not want to be the trader that sells the lows ever. So we'll keep an eye on oil, see how it wants to trade. I do like this area down here, 82.91, about $83 area. We can take a look at oil futures. Now, oil futures are most likely still going to be giving us now a slightly bearish day trading bias. And again, that is mainly due to the pause, right? So oil pressured as US-Iran pause and hawkish central banks cap premium. So what's keeping it bearish right now? U.S.-Iran pause and strikes unwinds part of war premium. Ceasefire and mediation efforts shift focus to demand risks. Speculation long and CTA positioning forced to reduce exposure. So we're just seeing a lot of outflows. We're seeing a lot of reasons why oil is seeing a bit of a slowdown. Okay, so oil's slowing down. And guess what happens to gold, to NASDAQ, to the ES? They ended up gapping up. Now we are, as we see here with our market chart, we are currently pulling back on gold. So guys, let's do some technicals on gold. Let's find some key levels for you guys. Let's get ready to make some money today. So we'll start on our daily time frame. As you guys already know, we are going to be looking at GC on the left-hand side for all my futures traders and XAU USD on the right-hand side for our CFD traders. We're going to update our previous day high and low, our open price over here, and just really break it down from here. This is our top-down analysis. Drag our open, great. Okay, so what do we see? We see that we are already above our previous day's high. We just tapped it. We're currently bearish on the day, but it seems like we're trying to hold that previous day high as support right now. So we can break down to a lower time frame and really see, is there anything actually holding us here, or could this be the start of the pushback lower? Now, in my opinion, this is my opinion. This is not obviously not financial advice, but this is nothing backed just yet. But my opinion is we had this gap up. Maybe we move higher one more time towards this resistance point around 4120 on GC. That would be equal to about 4120 on XAU USD as well. Really more around 4116, 17. And then continue lower. Or from here, we just continue lower for the day. And a lot of people are stuck on the wrong side because they believed one headline reversed the entire market. Meanwhile, when we do zoom out, we see that we are still very range bound. It was just a gap from the overnight. And as quickly as we had that gap up, we could get a headline that says US Trump announces to bomb Iran on Tuesday unless A, B, and C happens. And then we're right back to where we started, right back to the bottom of the range. So if anything, this is giving us a great short opportunity. So be patient, be careful. I do want to obviously trade with the trend, and right now the fundamentals are still leaning bullish. So the way that I view these gaps, guys, these huge gaps in price from that Friday close to Sunday open, Friday close to Sunday open, is this big gap we have is an imbalance. Nobody was able to fill any orders here, right? Nobody was able to go long over here, long over here, long over here, long over here, short, no, nothing. No orders were filled within this area. It is a complete imbalance in the market. When markets have an imbalance, they try to fix it. Markets do not like imbalances. So what happens every time price retraced into it? We'll take a look. We retrace into the imbalance right here, and price holds. Why? Because when we retrace into an imbalance, we're hitting all of those levels that have those passive orders. These orders that are, this imbalance is considered an imbalance because nobody was able to execute orders in that range. So we come back into it, those orders get filled, markets react. Came back into it again, orders get filled, markets react. Came back into it again over here, and we're trying to react, right? So if we go to a lower time frame right now, we could probably see a 5-minute. Yeah, take a look. We swept below previous day high. We reversed back higher. Now, if we're looking at this as our current range right now here on the 5-minute, then yeah, this could possibly be a buying opportunity down here. I would really need to see the current 5-minute candle over here start to hold and close back above this gap. And yeah, that's looking like it's setting up for the longs. However, me personally, I am not taking these trades. I do want to be a bit more patient and see, do we hold this or do we just continue chopping our way lower today? If that's the case, we have to remember gold has really been in a very difficult range lately. It hasn't been as smooth of a downtrend or as smooth as an uptrend as we usually see. It's been very sort of 50-50 on the days. We have a few green days, a few red days, a green day, red days, a green day, red days, green days, red days. It's back and forth, and it's clearly confined within a range between around 41.90 and 39.83. On XAU USD, that is 39.80 to about 41.64. So we're within this range. We know that as traders, our goal is to either not trade in the range when we're in the middle of the range. So we want to either short the highs or buy the lows, or because we're intraday traders and we know we're on a daily time frame now, we could break it down to a lower time frame and see, okay, how are we trading in this range? Are we looking like we're trying to move back lower, move higher, and what's influencing that market? Let's take a look at the dollar. I want to make sure the dollar is moving right now as well. Dollars here on our right hand side. I'm going to make it full screen for us. So look at the dollar on the daily. This is something that completely contradicts what we were seeing on gold, right? A lot of people saying bullish on gold, bullish on gold. Let's go, gold traders, be careful. Yep, a lot of a lot of stuff hitting the fan. That's absolutely right. Absolutely right. What do markets love to do on the weekends for the past 2-3 months, guys? They love that manipulation gap just to fill that big ass gap on Monday or Tuesday. So dollars moving higher. This is something I want to be aware of. So we could say, hey, listen, dollars got strength. I am looking for gold to continue lower. This is our previous day low on the dollar right here. Go previous day low. We'll make it all white and everything. White. Top. We'll go middle. Perfect. Make the text a little smaller. Great. And then we have our previous day high as well, right over here. I'm going to update that to PDH for previous day high. So again, something I like to do when using price levels like previous day high, like opening price, is to let it help me gauge the direction and strength of that current market. So if I see that we swept previous day low on the dollar and we reversed back higher, I know that I am probably, yes, looking for the dollar to continue towards that previous day high, which you got it, will support gold back lower. But take a look at that, guys. We started to hold on that 5-minute. Now, again, I'm not taking this trade. I don't have much confidence in this to play out. If you guys like it, go for it. Know what your risk is, know what your reward is. This setup right here is about a 3-to-1 risk to reward. Again, I'm not personally taking this one. It does go against my overall trend right now. And quite honestly, it's hard to believe, right? It's an believe it when I see it situation when it comes to a new ceasefire, when it comes to possible peace talks, when it comes to anything relative to that situation, right? We get a headline, doesn't mean things are really slowing down. It just means maybe we're seeing some talk start up. So let's go to our search tab one more time, go to Iran, and let's do US. Yeah, stay out of these markets. It's a no trade zone, especially if you are trading the S&P and NASDAQ. It's a no trade zone until we actually start to see some follow through, or at least until New York session opens. So guys, man, run that like button up. We're very low on the likes right now. Run that like button up. Let's keep it popping. Love to see it. So US, Iran, let's see if we have anything major. European shares, Iran foreign ministry warns Ukraine ship attacks. Dollar pulls back on US-Iran pause. This was 8 hours ago, but by now we know that the dollar is back higher again. Gold rises over 1% as oil tumbles on pause of US-Iran fighting. This is 11 hours ago. Again, we have pulled back since then. Global energy market faces multiple choke points simultaneously amid healthy threats in whole lot of places. But Ukraine, this is not something that's really going to be, let's see, compounding Persian Gulf tensions due to US-Iran conflict. Not a direct US and Iran conflict headline. Senior Iranian lawmakers warn Israel, Ukraine of price for attacking Tehran. This is 14 hours ago. Again, does this sound like peaceful talks to you? No, not necessarily. Pentagon reclassifies 4 U.S. troops as wounded in Iran fighting, adds 207 to overseas operations category. U.S. halts strikes on Iran for second day. Tehran suspends attacks amid ceasefire talks. And this is 18 hours ago. This is when things really started to pause. We got those headlines, and people were like, oh my God, we're bullish again, we're bullish. Okay, well, let's see how the follow-through is at that point. We are still seeing a bit more of a slightly bearish on our day trading bias for gold. Again, what's supporting that? Multiple energy choke points keep medium-term war premium in oil markets elevated. Remember, guys, just because we get a headline and we get a reaction doesn't mean we're getting a reversal. We have to get a catalyst, and we have to get volume and follow through. So again, looking at something like the dollar here, a key level I have to the upside for the dollar to reject would be like this. So here on the hourly time frame, we were able to find a price level that the dollar moved lower from once, twice, 3 times. So 3 times the dollar has rejected 101, around 101.50 we'll call it. So guess what? We're pumping to it right now. I'm sure gold is trying to move lower. No, look at that. Gold's holding that level. Gold is holding that level. I will say, if the dollar was at this price point already and starting to reject, and gold was at this gap and starting to hold, that would be a lot higher of a probability setup because we'd have gold reversing and the dollar reversing both at key levels. But right now we do not have that. We have the dollar just flying right now. We could take a look. What's cool, guys, is we could look at the dollar, TXUSD. Let me just change this. Oh yeah, guys, we could ask market too, of course, what's going on. But let's take a look at the dollar, and I want to click a candle and see why are we moving higher on the dollar right now. So let's click it. This is the 8 a.m. candle we're clicking on the 15-minute time frame here on market, analyzing candle data. It's going to give us some follow through. Let's see. U.S. durable good orders misses forecast, but core orders stay modestly positive. Dollar is in a prevailing bullish trend on hourly, daily, and weekly time frame. So again, as much as we do want to go long on gold, the dollar is in a much stronger, higher time frame bull trend, which again goes against going long on gold. Let's see. Core capital good orders, examples, aircrafts came in slightly above expectations, tempering reaction. Move magnitude and volume are very small, consist with routine data digestion and trends. So nothing major on the data that came out. We can take a look at our economic calendar, see what we have today. So we did have durable goods. Whoa, look at that. Look at that. Unfortunately, it was still within our range. They gave it a huge range today. Negative 0.7% all the way up to 3.5%. And it came out at 0.3%. So we can hit our little, I'm still going to call it the brain icon, the sparkle icon here. Say durable goods. Key input for central bank decisions. Signals overall economic strength and trends. High impacts released. Often moves currencies on surprise. Prior month revisions can amplify the initial reaction. Now it does show bearish for the reaction, but again, we're in the range of it, right? So as long as we're within that minimum and maximum, sometimes we'll get that short-term reaction and we won't get the follow through. When we start breaking out or away from the minimum and maximum, that's when trends really start to show themselves. There's no other big headlines today, so nothing else major to keep an eye on. We do have FOMC this week, guys. Please remember, FOMC this week is going to be very important. We can take a look at our interest rate tracker right now. See, in July, we have a 79% chance that we do not change. We have a 20% chance of an increase, but it's most likely going to be a no change situation. Fed will most likely hold. But what will matter is if there's any forward guidance going forward when it comes to these markets. So let's ask market. Let's ask market. Hey, trading with Kev. I got to change the name to Kev, so it just says Kev. We'll do that another time. And what's cool, guys, it's got the microphone now, so we could dictate your question. You don't even have to type it out. Let's see. Allow all using. Is gold bullish or bearish today? And how is the dollar trading? Is gold bullish or bearish today? And how's the dollar trading? Send. It's going to break it down for us. How cool is that, guys? Guys, this feature will be live, I think, August 4th, I believe, is the launch. Wow, yo, that loaded fast. That is great. Look at that. That's beautiful. Gold is slightly bearish today at 40.96, while the dollar is slightly bullish at 101.16, both caught in the same oil inflation regime where Friday's crude slump eases near-term pressure, but hawkish Fed risk ahead keeps gold capped and the dollar supported. So awesome. Yet Ask Market is not available for all users yet. It's available for some of us on the back end and some of our affiliates and other team members because it's sort of in that testing phase still. But our full launch of it, like I just said, is going to, again, don't take my word right now. I'm like 99% sure I'd have to just double take. But August 4th is when it's getting that full release. So very exciting stuff. This is a sick feature. So here we go. Gold near 4,100 as oil slump meets hawkish Fed risk. Why is the day bias leaning slightly bearish? Because multiple energy choke points sustain a war premium, refined fuel crisis and depleted stockpiles signal spikes. ECB officials signal additional rate hikes ahead, and Fed reaffirms higher for longer interest rates. Okay, these are all very, very strong reasons it'd be bearish. We could hit more. It shows us some more. Global central banks, including MAS, tighten policy. Bank of Japan, normalization bets rise on yen weakness. And Ukraine strikes on Russian oil sustain uncertainty. So now we're attacking Russian oil. We're seeing a lot going on. Elisa, good morning. How are you? Matt, what's going on? Good morning, everybody. So what else? Look how cool this is. It shows you. So here's this one. And then we come down over here, gives you the next arrow because it's giving, I asked it for gold and the dollar. So what it do? Gave me both. I was testing that out. I wanted to see, would it give me just one? Would it give me both? Very cool. Dollar steadies as oil slump tempers inflation ahead of pivotal Fed meeting. Let's see. So why is the day trading bias slightly bullish? We're going to see because Middle East choke point sustains inflation and safe haven U.S. real yields remain relatively more hawkish. And Trump tariffs. Here we go, guys. The tariffs. Oh, sick. You guys could click it. Here we go. We click it. Why would what would flip this? So Trump tariffs. Oh, that's actually not what would flip this. It's just under what would flip this. Trump tariff plans and new Canada duties. When you hear terms like duties in the market, you have to know that duties are referring to tariffs. So new tariffs, new Canada duties, new tariffs on Canada bolster U.S. Centric trade flows. So prospective steep tariffs and already announced duties on Canadian products reinforce reshoring and support demand for USD in trade and investment sentiment. So again, bit of a same situation. Now, the dollar and oil aren't as closely correlated as gold and the dollar are, whereas gold goes up, the dollar's moving lower, and vice versa. Oil has that same aspect where oil's moving lower, dollar's moving higher. But we have to remember, it's like I just said, it's not as closely divergent as gold and the dollar because, well, different market environments, different things impact these two. So very cool there. That is absolutely sick. There's even a share tab, copy a public link to this chat. That is beautiful, guys. That's why it's not out just yet. They're still adding features. Guys, Nalab is cooking like, I don't even know, man. Top chef over here. Top chef, Nalab, Justin. W's to Nalab and Justin, guys. They are killer on the back end. And don't forget, man, run that like button up. Show them some love. They watch these too. So great rundown with Ask Market on the dollar and gold. Now what can we ask? I wonder if I say what about NASDAQ and S&P 500? It's thinking. Reading markets NASDAQ bias, reading markets ES bias. Both are slightly bullish. This is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful, guys. Guys, I'm worried that when this releases, you guys won't come see me anymore. You won't need me. You'll be able to just ask Market. You don't have to ask Kev. But no, I'm kidding. You guys will enjoy it and still come to the shows. So completed 2 steps. NASDAQ futures gain as U.S.-Iran conflict slams oil. I'm sorry, ceasefire slams oil, right? So it's bringing oil lower. making the S&P and NASDAQ a bit stronger. Because AI infrastructure spending drives NASDAQ earnings growth, AMD Anthropic pact boosts AI chip demand, and US tech favored as relative growth haven. Okay, great. S&P futures edge higher as oil slumps ahead of pivotal Fed decision. Now, again, this Fed decision is going to be tough because our more recent CPI inflation data came out way lower than expected. It was at 3.5%. They were looking for 3.8%. It is still elevated because their goal is 2%. So we're still almost double where we're at there. We're up about, I want to say, 70% from that area that we should be at, but it is lower than the prior, which is 4.2%. We're going to ask market in just a moment, how is inflation looking and where are we headed? And we're going to see how it breaks it down. Very, very cool there, guys. Don't forget to mark your calendars. Wednesday, 2 p.m. Eastern is FOMC, Fed meeting. Mr. Kevin Warsh is going to be here. Not here in market in the morning, but he's going to be speaking. I will host a live stream. Nalab's going to join me. I'll see if Imri could join me as well. Maybe run the 3 guys up here. It'd be a lot of fun. And we'll break it down. We'll ask market. We'll watch the live stream and really give you guys some beautiful, nice trade setups. Last market in the morning, we should call it market in the afternoon, FOMC edition, we hit over 5,000 concurrent viewers. It was amazing, really strong right there. So we'll see. We will come here anyway for the jokes. There we go, guys. Ask market won't give you any jokes. Ask Kevin will give you some jokes. What could flip this? Refines fuels, crunch sustained, yada yada. Now, I do want to ask it about, I know I wanted to ask it about inflation. We'll start with that. How is US inflation? We'll keep it bland. We'll start it there. We'll see what it says. Guys, don't forget to keep running that like button up. Gotta hit 50. It's already 8:50 right now. Let's run it. Scanning the US calendar. Scanning the US calendar. My goal, right, because again, this is an early release product for us, is to see if there are any bugs. See if there's anything we could fix, anything I can catch, anything that we can improve before it comes to you guys. So it seems a little stuck on scanning the US calendar right now. We're going to give it a moment. Here we go, searching headlines. Beautiful. There we go, guys. Amazing. Ooh. Oh, get out of town. That's beautiful. Deidre, good morning. Looking for those good trade-ups today. Finally broke out of the range. Be careful. Be careful. You know, we broke out of the range. I was just covering and telling everybody here that we broke out of the range, yes, but a lot of times those over-the-weekend moves that come from a headline, we always got to remember the whole taco situation of Trump always chickening out and a headline coming out one day and then the next day completely goes against, right? So those headlines usually being something like, hey, we have peace talks, to we're going to bomb them like crazy. So just something to keep an eye on. That's why we have our market terminal. So if any news feed comes out, we're first to be aware. U.S. inflation is cooling sharply. The latest CPI on Tuesday, July 14th, showed headlines down 0.4% monthly versus 0.1% expected, so 3.5% yearly, below the 3.8% forecast. Exactly like I told you guys. Market is giving it to you guys as well. Well, core inflation flatlined at 0% monthly and decelerated to 2.6% yearly. Markets are digesting the softer print, but war-driven oil volatility and persistent household inflation expectations are keeping Fed hike odds elevated into the week's decision. Economic calendar. Look at that. It pulled up our CPI data from July 14th. Yo, get out of town, man. That is sick. That is sick. Get our brain icon, or sparkle icon, I should say here. Oh, cool. So when you hit the sparkle icon, instead of pulling up the playbook within, within here, it asked market for the playbook, so it printed it out one more time there. That's a pretty cool aspect. The CPI year over year on Tuesday, July 14th, 8:30, printed 3.5%. You guys are catching some shorts. I got to check gold real quick. There we go. Dollar pulling back. Gold, that's why I said I'm not a fan of it. I said this is an okay area that we're trying to hold, but I do not like it. So we're staying out of it. We're being patient. I do think we chop our way through, and if not fill the entire gap that we created, at least see a pullback possibly towards that 4070 area, right? So 4070 on XAU, 4070 on GC. We will see. So inflation, there's our playbook. Above bullish, on forecast neutral, below bearish. Great impact on ES. Awesome. That's so cool. Very cool. All right, let's ask it one more question. I'm going to start a new chat, and we're going to say, how did Tesla's earnings come out last week? And how did I wonder, we'll start it there. How did Tesla's earnings come out last week? Now, guys, I'm going to tell you right now, before we even get those earnings, that Tesla's earnings, they beat on revenue. They had their strongest quarter revenue in history, but their earnings per share missed. That's because they're seeing a margin compression. You guys, if you've been here at Market in the Morning, you know I talk about higher inflation, higher energy costs, and higher AI costs make it harder for companies to have good margin. When AI first came out and they were introducing AI into all of their products, all it did was make things easier, and it was cheaper for them. So what they do, they laid off tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands everywhere, not just Tesla, all big tech companies. Well, now they're starting to pay for that AI, and it's starting to creep into their margins. So let's see if market over here breaks that down for us as well. Nope. So it's a Tesla's earnings for October 28th. Tesla Nasdaq could be on track for a deeper decline after losing technical levels. No. So let's see. So we do have to be a bit more clear. How did Tesla's earnings come out for? Let's see, it was Wednesday. Wednesday was the 22nd, for July 22nd. Checking Tesla earnings, reading the latest Tesla news, searching the web. Tesla earnings July 22, 2026 beat miss EPS. Here we go. Oh no. Okay, so it's got a little something. Market doesn't track per quarter earnings detail from a web search. Okay, so at least that's pretty cool. If market doesn't have the data, it at least does do a bit more of a deep dive search. Wow, it even brings like the actual, nice. That's cool, man. It really made a strong AI here. So revenue 28.2 billion versus consensus 26.3, beat by 6 to 10%, up 25% year over year. EPS 0.33% versus consensus 0.5%, missed by 35 to 40%. Operation margins, this is what I was telling you guys about. So good, it does show you. Collapsed to 1.4% from 4.1%. That's their operating margins. That's that margin compression I tell you guys about. That is down almost a third. It is down 57% year over year. That is insanity right there. Results, top line strength, bottom line miss. Margin compression, guys, let's go. What's the story? Amazing. That is sick. Absolutely sick. Okay, and you can click it and it'll bring out some type of headline. Cool. Next earnings, October 28th. Very cool there, guys. Amazing. Love this Market AI assistant. Ask Market will be out to you guys very shortly. As long as you guys keep the likes going on these streams, we're going to keep pumping out some updates. All right, cool guys. Any questions you guys want to go over anything, or if you guys want me to ask Market anything, let me know in the comments and we'll get that going. But for right now, let's do some quick analysis on ES and NQ. Now, before we do jump to the S&P and NASDAQ, I will leave you guys off with this on On gold, as much as I do want to see a support within this area, I want to see price move lower through this area. This is a no trade zone for gold because what are we getting? Well, we're getting the reaction where we're trying to hold this zone multiple times now, multiple times, again and again and again. So to go short into an area that price has already shown itself strength, why would we want to do that? Right? So we'd want to be patient. Again, I do think we're going to chop our way through. And the reason I say chop our way through is because this imbalance area we have down here, we push into it, those imbalanced orders, so those unfilled market participants get filled, markets react. It's not strong enough, we pull back deeper. We react, pull back, it's not strong enough, we go deeper. So I would see that type of price action today. And again, that lines up with the type of price action we've sort of been seeing on gold, where unless we're at an extreme high or an extreme low, we get extreme chop. This is Thursday's price action, very choppy. This was Friday's price action. Again, look at the New York session off the open right here. Is any of this high probabilities? Any of this high quality? Absolutely not. Okay, so we have to be able to understand when to stay out of some certain markets. S&P 500, on the other hand, take a look at the S&P right here. Start on the daily time frame. Break it down. So we came to a daily demand, right? We had higher time frame support down here. That market supported and are trying to move higher from. It's a great thing to know. This is an old market key level. We can delete these out. Previous day high is below us. We have already scaled above previous day high. Opening price, where's our opening price label? I'm going to mark that out right here. And I don't have an open, so what we'll do is we'll mark it out as something else for now. And we'll just label it open. Make it purple or something. Mark it purple. Perfect. That's our open price today. We're above it. We know we're in a bullish day right now. We're below it. We're in a bearish day. Something I will note is we do have resistance above us here on the 4 hour. We have this resistance point we have here on the 2 hour. So a bit of the same situation on gold, where I'd want to see price try to chop its way higher. Once it breaks these pre-market highs, a lot of retail goes, oh, I got to chase this up here. They're going to be buying into resistance. They're going to be buying into an area where the last time price was in this area, we sold off. See how big this move was. This is the S&P 500, 112 points, really to that low, 118 points from this area. So what am I waiting for? I'm waiting to see, do we get that not exact reaction, but similar reaction where instead of taking us 118 points, we could look for some type of move back towards that gap that we had, right? Towards our opening price level. So this is a possible trade setup that I'm keeping an eye on for the ES today. It's going to be a short position off of those 75.30 highs, just to trade it within the range, just to look for price to move back lower. But it's important that we keep an eye on our breaking news tab so we see if there's any new type of conflicts or any escalations picking up. Nope, only headline we see right now is Wall Street set to open higher as pause in U.S.-Iran conflict. Let's touch it. Excuse me. One of those weekends, man. One of those nights. My pet wasn't doing good. It was up all night. It was a tough one, man. Alrighty. Let's see. 75.30, 74.90. It's about a 40-point move there on the S&P. So we'll see if we get that follow through. 30-minute time frame, really not seeing anything that's yelling to me, hey, we're holding this area. So I'm at the point on the S&P 500 where I either want to buy the lows, which is buying support below our opening price level, or sell the highs, which would be a sweep of that pre-market high. A lot of retail things, now we're going to explode, and then we reverse right on them as soon as market opens. That would be ideal. Right now, New York session opens in 28 minutes. If we could somehow move higher for the next 28 minutes, open somewhere over here, get that quick spike up on that first 5 minute, and start to react. Once we start to react and try to flip bearish, I'm going to take a short position, stop at the recent high we created so we have a tight stop loss, and look to trade it back to the downside. So there we go. Trade plan setup number 1 on S&P 500. Delete some of these brush tools. Beautiful. Trade setup number 2 I'm looking for is going to be a move back into this gap. So let's say we stay within this range that we're in right here. then yeah, we want to see us move back towards the gap, back towards the opening key level, and then hold. Once we start to hold, we know we do have those fundamentals and headlines shifting a bit more bullish because of the peace talks. Beautiful. Now we can see some continuation. So just a few things to keep an eye on the ES. Right there, I just came up with 2 trade setups that are going to keep us out of markets if we're trading in the middle of the range. Always tell you guys, and it's funny because Mel told you guys as well the last time we had Mel on the episode, it's a no-no zone, right? I always tell you the same thing. If we're trading between a resistance and a support and we're in the middle of it, this is a no trade zone. No trade zone. Stay away from it. Let's take a look at the NASDAQ, guys. And if you have any questions or any assets you want me to cover or any questions for Ask Market, please let me know. Now, on the other hand, take a look at NASDAQ. NASDAQ has had a lot more weakness. Even with the gap up, it barely scaled above previous day high. Take a look at that. NASDAQ broke previous day high, reversed right back into that range. So again, that's supporting my more bearish bias. And NASDAQ is also making lower highs. Look at this, lower highs, lower lows. Lower high, lower high, lower low, lower low. We're moving lower on NASDAQ. This is a clear bear trend. We take our measurement tool right here from our all-time high to the low we created, 9.2% to the downside. We are very close to that 10% level. 10%, we're going to mark it out. I'm going to, let's do 10%. Let me get that measurement tool one more time. 10% is right over here. So 27,990, 27,990, 27,990 right there. 989 was perfect. All right, we're going to mark this out as our 10%. Now, if you're new to market in the morning, the reason we like to mark out these percentage levels on a pullback is because they have a strong key psychology factor to it. Now, no matter what your trading strategy is, it should have one of 2 things tied to it. Either something stat-based where it's strong in your favor, or something psychology-based, right? Now, when it comes to trading with fundamentals, that's a lot of psychology, right? That's psychology and pure fundamentals of what's moving markets. So that is a very strong edge right there. Now, strategy-wise for myself, I like to keep an eye on higher time frame supply and demand. That's my edge. So what are we doing? We're looking here, 4 hour. I do not see anything of relevance. 2 hour, I do not see anything either other than this 29,000 resistance up here. But do we really make our way up 300 points and then reverse lower? I don't think so. I think if NASDAQ can scale above this price level that we have right here, I'm trying to find it. Seems like it might be a 30-minute. Yep, 30-minute. We're going to mark it out, 30-minute, 30M. Okay, that's the level I'm looking for. We move up, we find resistance, we move lower, we take the shorts. Now this trade setup, guess what, guys? It's starting to line up with our ES short buys. So when we're trading things like the NASDAQ, trading the ES, we want to look at both assets to make sure they correlate and find those same support and resistance levels. Now, not only when we're trading ES, we want to look at NQ, but we want to look at the VIX as well. If the VIX, so let's say we see NASDAQ at resistance, ES at resistance. If VIX is moving lower, but finding support and looking to reverse, guess what? That's another extra confluence. That is a more high probability trade setup, and that is something that I will 9 times out of 10 be taking that trade unless we have some economic news coming out. So same situation, we're looking for NASDAQ to reject off of those highs. When we put our volume profile out, now because price has been range bound here, our volume profile is most likely going to be giving us our D shape. Now we know with the volume profile, if it is giving us that D-shaped price action, it is most likely going to be giving us, you guys guessed it, range bound. So what do we do when we're range bound? There's our perfect D shape we were looking for. We want to sell the highs, like our trade setup, or buy the lows, like our trade setup. We do not want to take any trades in the middle, no trade zone. So we'll keep an eye on that. This is NASDAQ, very exciting stuff. I'm excited to make some money this week, guys. I don't know about you. Smash that like button if you're ready to make some money this week. We're going to be going live Monday through Friday. You guys already know the vibes. And of course, FOMC, we're going to do a special market in the morning stream at 2 p.m. Eastern. So we could cover the stream, cover some more Ask Market. It's going to be cool, guys. It's going to be a great, great week. Alrighty, so let's take a look one more time. Daily, always excited to make money. There we go. That's what I like to hear. Guys, show me some engagement in the chat. Show me a little something. How was your weekend? What'd you do? What are you trading today? Give me something, guys. Give me some loving. I need it. All right, 30-minute NASDAQ, same situation, right? Same two trade setups we're looking for on ES. We're looking to possibly show itself on NASDAQ. Now, something else too that I like to keep an eye on when it comes to the ES and NQ is, let's say we don't pull back, or let's say ES doesn't hit this area that I was looking for us to reject, and ES just comes up here and fails, but NASDAQ comes up here and fails. NASDAQ, again, is in a much stronger position to find that resistance and move lower from there. So that's what I'm looking for. I am looking for that pullback, most likely going to be a NASDAQ kind of day today, especially with big tech going on. Take a look at the VIX down here. So guys, this chart layout that I have right here, it is a 4-chart layout. ES in the top left, NQ in the top right, VIX in the bottom left, and this is a weighted asset chart in the bottom right with NVIDIA, Apple, Microsoft, Amazon, and Google. So if you do not have enough screen room for an entire other 6-chart layout, you can use this. So what are we seeing? It is moving higher. Okay, that's bullish at the moment. But if we start to see resistance, yeah, we're going to move lower from there, no doubt. We could see if there are any key levels on our weighted index, just like we were looking for key levels on the VIX. Okay, well, let's take a look. Where's an area that price reacted? The first area that really stuck out to me was this point right over here, and I'm trying to line it up right, where we had, look at this, look at this, look, oh my God, I even dragged it out and it was even better. Beautiful, look at this, guys. Resistance when we're below it, support when we're above it, support, resistance, 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 support, 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 and guess what? We're pushing back into it. Again, a lot of retail traders who don't have good analysis, who fail situations like this, who don't understand if you're thinking buy, you should probably be thinking sell, because that's how market makers like to position the market. Then you're going to get caught on the wrong side. Us, we're going to be caught on the right side, because guess what? Even if we do break this level, we're not forcing trades, number one, and number two, we know how to trade off of it if we do break this level. If we break this level, then guess what? Any thoughts of a short bias today go completely out the window, and we look to retest this area to go long, targeting the next zone we have. I don't want to be like it's that simple, but when it comes to creating your trade plans and trading off the levels you create, you should try to keep it simple. Simplicity is key. Let's see, delete some of these brushes. Beautiful, great trade setups, great opportunities today in the market. Great way to start the week. See if we make some money there. I'm on Bitcoin buy, expecting 66K area of interest. What's up, Ted? Take a look at Bitcoin for you. Let's see. BTC, Bitcoin. I'd definitely be careful with trading an asset like Bitcoin. It does have good volume, obviously. It's not something that's got lighter volume. Volume. We'll see. It is near, in my opinion. Look, I found this resistance point. We extend it left. We've reacted to this area in the past. Look at that, extend it left again. Another reaction to this area. So this is a very key. Look at that. Keep dragging it. It was support, becomes resistance, 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 resistance. So I would be a little careful. It depends. Where did you get your entry long? If you bought long down here, that's great. I'd possibly look to take some profit off that 65,300. If not, I would be a little careful that we're rejecting this area again. Excuse me. Daily time frame. And guys, let's ask market. Let's ask market. How is Bitcoin looking? Okay, boom. Let's send it out. What's up, Krista? Good morning. I noticed that gold bias changes this morning on market. Is there a way to set up an alert or ping? Krista, you're not, are you sneaking on the back end? Because that's actually something that we are working on. We're working on some type of notification situation there for, now you're asking about the Chrome extension. That's a good question too. But yeah, we're actually working on some type of alert situation for you guys. So if there's any breaking news, if there's a bias shift, whatever major catalyst comes in, you get notified. Now that will probably be hand in hand with the app that they're working on, so a mobile app. So again, if we have a mobile app working, you have it signed in, you get a notification on your phone, it'll be that clean. So great question. We are working on it. Beautiful. Fantastic. So let's see. Bitcoin steadies near 65K as oil tumbles, Fed meeting ahead. Again, one of the main reasons I'd be careful with trading an asset like Bitcoin is because it doesn't tend to have the strongest of reactions to random, and not even strongest reactions, but consistent reactions to headlines. Yeah, it's going to be really great. It's going to be fantastic. Let's see. Day trading buys target 64,200 to the downside with a pullback level 66,100, capping rallies. Swing trading upside 70,000, downside 60,000. So remember, who asked about Bitcoin? Ted. If you're in that Bitcoin trade, unless you're swing trading and you're giving yourself that 10,000 point range, $10,000 range, you want to be careful. ETF inflows and accumulation support the higher time frame, but macro risk-off and oil-driven real yield pressure weighs. Regime twist in this environment, escalations is bearish Bitcoin, higher oil inflation to the Fed. De-escalation is bullish. Watch a break below 64,200 and next support 64,460, 64,660. Above 66,100 flips the intraday bias bullish. That's cool. Look how cool that is, guys. It says above 66,100 flips the intraday bias bullish. Market has everything in the back end. We don't just give you random biases because it feels like this. No, goes off of the technicals, goes off the fundamentals. Very cool. Yeah, I got you. Absolutely, brother. That's what these market in the morning streams are for. Give you guys some insights, give you some clarity, and of course, take some trades and kill it in the markets. Now, of course, I have a different trading edge from you guys. If you do want to learn how I trade, I do offer a little bit of a support and a class. Everybody's got some type of course. I'm currently in the middle of my live futures masterclass. That is every Saturday. We just finished our second session. First session was getting started, foundation and capital. Second was top-down analysis, so exactly what you guys see here. Bit more in depth, the psychology behind it. The next session is going to be on trading strategies, fundamentals. Got so much planned. It's 8 Saturdays in a row. It's going to be over 10 hours of education. If you're interested in joining, please let me know. I will drop a link, and I will give market users, of course, a phenomenal discount because you guys are the best. But education is important. Knowing our fundamentals is important. Everything we do should be important. We should not be taking 1,000 trades and then wondering, why isn't this playing out? What am I doing wrong? What you're doing wrong is your strategy hopping. If you're trading strategy A and you see, okay, this is working great, this is working great. Like, let's pretend this uptrend is your portfolio. It's moving higher. Your losses are small, but your winners are greater. You're doing amazing. But then what happens? We get a market shift in sentiment and we start going sideways. Well, guess what? Your portfolio that was doing great because you were following your strategy starts to go sideways. Retail right away thinks, oh my God, my strategy doesn't work anymore. I have to trade something else. That's not the case. You have to adjust your strategy. So again, let's say I'm a supply and demand trader, and this whole time my portfolio is rising, we're in a clean bull trend. So all these trades I took were long off demand. We rallied, we moved higher, winner. Maybe it was a long off VWAP, we pulled back, it stopped me out. Long off demand over here, boom, rallied, it was great. Then all of a sudden I start taking longs off demand, and it doesn't really play out too well. Okay, great. How can we adjust? Are we breaking demand zones and using them as resistance? Are we holding lower? Are we more range bound? Are we not even hitting demand zones? Whatever was working over here, why did it stop working? And what started working? These are the questions you want to ask. So very cool, awesome stuff. That is Bitcoin, and that's just sort of a general consensus on it. Guys, look at this, man. Look at gold. Do you really want to trade a barcode like this? Do you have the same opinion about asset hopping? Yeah, Deidre, absolutely. Absolutely. When it comes to trading, it's all about foundation and structure. If you have a strategy, you stick to the strategy. You have a handful of assets you trade, you stick to that handful of assets. Now, I'm not saying if you trade ES, you have to just trade ES. No, myself, again, I trade the 4 main assets when it comes to futures trading: S&P 500, NASDAQ, gold, and oil. Now, mind you, I haven't taken a single trade on oil in over 2 years. And the reason for that is because oil was giving us phenomenal price action. I was trading it for years at that point. And then Trump came out with the tariffs. When Trump came out with the new tariffs, oil's price action turned to crap. Now, I'm sure, again, when it comes to fundamentals, it comes to psychology, there was psychology behind it because, well, companies didn't know how we would react to new tariffs. So oil gave us very poor price action, was not giving me any good setups. Then we had, of course, the war escalations a year later. That gave us strong volatility. So now guess what? Instead of trading oil or trying to force trades when I know it's not in my favor, I'm using oil to gauge the other assets that I trade. But knowing that, okay, this asset, this environment isn't for me, I'm going to move on to the next environment, the next asset that's in my favor. I'm still going to watch it to see any type of revelation or move, but I'm not going to force it. Dollar, same thing. We don't actually trade the dollar, but we use it to help gauge our assets. Yes, absolutely. Oh, it's my pleasure. I love doing these streams. I love giving the insight, some clarity. Great question. That's a great question. Guys, if you have a question, first off, if you have a question and you think, oh, that's a dumb question, I shouldn't ask that, I want you to throw that thought out the window. You're going to be stuck if you think you can't ask a question. Even if you have a question of, hey, what's gold futures ticker? It's GC. If you have the question, I can almost guarantee you that one of the other 100 and something people here are going to have the same question. Okay, so if you have the question, please ask, because you might be helping somebody else too that might be a little too shy to ask themselves. And on the flip side of that, guess what? If nobody else has the same question, who cares? You're responsible for your trading journey. Get yourself on the right path. That's what's up. That's what's up, man. W's in that. Paul, you missed gold. You missed the gold analysis, and I'm not going over it again. No, of course, bro. Of course I'm going to go over it again for you right now. Absolutely. We'll cover it again. We got about 9 minutes for the New York session to open. I'll only cover it again, though, if you guys run that like button up a few more. So don't forget, hit that like button. We'll run it up. I'll give you the gold breakdown, and we'll get it going. Ask the right questions. No one is judging you here. That's absolutely right. Absolutely, especially when I'm hosting. Ain't no judgment ever. Ever. No judgment, just support. No matter what your industry is, I feel like as people, we should be supporting people. As hippie as that sounds, people support people. We should not be going against. We shouldn't be holding others down. We should take accountability. We should try to support others. If we see somebody struggling, somebody's in a difficult situation, whether it's financial, psychological, they're struggling in their industry where they're having trouble finding good trades or good setups or don't know how to read the asset, you give them a hand. Now, no signals, but I will give you guys when I'm taking a trade, where I'm entering, why I'm entering, and where my stop loss is and take profit is, right? Because I don't want to just be a signal bot for you guys. Being a signal bot provides zero value. Sure, you'll probably make some money, but what are you learning? Is it anything that you could repeat? No, but when I'm breaking down a trade for you guys, this is my entry. This is my stop loss. This is why I'm taking the entry. This is why my stop loss is here. This is my take profit. You're learning off of that analysis. That's where things start to pick up. That's where you'll start to see your knowledge expand. Now, as for gold, it's really in a difficult range. We are, let's see, what's your analysis for tonight? We'll see. I'm going to let you know in one moment, Ryder. Let me run through gold one more time. We had a question for gold. I think it was Mr. Paul asked about it. So gold, as we see, this is our range high from overnight. This is our range low from overnight. We're at the bottom of our range. So this is not an area that I would look to go short. However, on the flip side of that, the dollar is moving higher. So as you guys know, a higher dollar usually equals lower gold. So I do want to see gold move lower. However, you see this huge green zone that I have right here? That's not there for no reason. That's there because that is our area of interest. That is there because that's our gap from the futures session close to open. So here we had our Friday close over here. We had our Sunday open all the way up here. We came down, we tapped into the gap, we held. Tapped into the gap, we held, tapped into the gap, we held. Now the reason these gaps work as an area that price starts to hold, and I mentioned this earlier, I'll mention it again because fine with that, is guess what? This is an imbalance. When price is trading and moving around like this, price and volume are meeting. Volume is able to meet at each price level. People are able to get filled, no problem. When price gaps from down here to up here, anybody that might have had a passive buy order over here or over here, over here, anywhere within this zone, those orders, they didn't get filled when we gapped up. They didn't get filled down here when we gapped and they went right into the profit up here. No, their orders are still sitting there. So once markets come back to those orders and start to fill them, guess what? We start to react. So the main thing I'm looking for on gold today, and one of the main reasons I'm going to be staying out of it myself, is because we're cruising into this area again. But look at the past reactions we had. The first one we had was a killer move to the upside. Second one sort of chopped around. Third one did give us a little bit more of a move. Fourth one, here we are, failed. Fifth one, failed. Sixth one, failed. We're starting to fail in this area, and we're starting to see that barcoding price action. My mouse just disconnected. Something froze. There we go. So me personally, I would not like to go long on gold. I would not like to go short on gold. I'd rather be short than long bias off this. But to go short into an area that I know markets are trying to react bullish to, I would be disappointed with myself if I took this short, stop loss up here, and we held the area that I was looking for us to hold, right? So leave this alone. It's a no trade zone in my opinion on gold. We're going to be looking at other assets like the S&P and NASDAQ. Signals bots are no fun. So that's gold. That's where we're at. I will say, on the other hand, we have 4 minutes left in this 15-minute time frame. When gold is at ranges like this, take a look at this area where price based out, drop, continuation, came back to that same area, same type of price action, based out, drop, continuation. Look at the 15 right now. We didn't come back to that area, but we have that same basing. I'd look for this drop. So if this current 15 that has 3.5 minutes left to close does close somewhere below our recent low on gold, I'll look for continuation. But guess what? 3 minutes left. I'm not jumping in right now hoping it does that, because guess what? We could just pump from here, and the area of support that I marked out works as support. Why would I want to short into an area that I know is support? Yeah, I think we'll go deeper pullbacks to get buying opportunities. Yep, exactly. Unless FOMC any new escalations. Yeah, yep. Oh, into FOMC. Yeah, could be, possibly. Now, the thing is, right, we want to know, what are we expecting for FOMC? Are we expecting Kevin Warsh to come on and out of nowhere be like, oh, yeah, we're going to cut some rates soon? No. Inflation's still a bit sticky. We're way above expectations, and we're also seeing a little bit of a difficulty in terms of the direction and follow through in inflation and in oil prices. So higher oil prices is going to support higher inflation, which keeps the Fed hawkish, which could actually be bringing us lower. So on the flip side of that, Tazzy, maybe gold is moving higher now, and maybe they're doing all this damage control to bring us higher. So when we have FOMC on Wednesday and we just completely dump, we're not dumping from down here and going lower. We're dumping from up here because of damage control. So something to keep in mind. Great call, though. FOMC coming up this Wednesday. Very important, guys. Very important. New York session volume can deliver the move in 5 minutes. You're absolutely right. Absolutely right. There's that 15 minute. So 15-minute closes in a minute 50, and that's when the New York session opens. So again, if we do close below this price level right here, so here's a trade setup for gold for you guys if you're interested. I'd look for us to sweep this low like we're trying to do right now, close below this low, and if we can, on the next 5-minute and 15-minute that opens, say we open up down here, look at that. It's trying to get there. We get a pullback off New York Open, and as long as we don't break 40.91 on GC, then it should be good to continue. There we go. Look at that, guys. Beautiful. Beautiful. Minute 17 left here on XAU USD. That is near price level. Bang, another drop there. Love to see it. 40.83. So 40.83 on XAU, 40.85 on GC. Got a minute left here for the New York session. We can take a look at ES and NQ as they are both moving lower before New York session. Just want to take one last quick run through any of the higher time frames, see if anything's lining up to give us a little bit of insight before markets start moving. And quite honestly, I'm not really seeing anything valid or continuation-wise here on the 4-hour, 1 hour, or any of the higher time frames. So we're going to be patient. We have 30 seconds for New York to open. I will wait for NASDAQ to pull back to this area. I am looking for shorts on NQ today. Let's see. That is a 30-minute supply area. Let's mark that out. Perfect. I'm just setting it up on my execution screen. So guys, if you're new here, my name is Kevin Dubrisky. I host these every single day. I trade ES and NQ, GC, a little bit of CL. It's been a while since I traded oil, but I do still watch the asset. I have 4 monitors. I have the monitor where I have you lovely people right above my streaming monitor, the streaming monitor right here below you guys. On the right-hand side, top right, I have an equities chart. This gives me a very quick look at how equities are trading. Is Nvidia holding up? Is Microsoft holding up? Are they selling off together? Whatever the case may be. And on my right-hand side, I have a little bit of an order flow tool along with my execution screen. So I got my Space Force terminal right here. We're ready to get going. New York session is open. Let's see if we have a fun noise for that. New York session's open. Let's see if we can crush it today with some trades. Guys, what are your trade plans? Let me know what your trade plans are. Let's see. Let's pull up the Market AI Discord for a moment, and we could ask some questions there. I'll have you guys come join. Let's see. Let's see. There we are. General. Okay, so guys, come join our free Market AI Discord community. I'm going to hit copy. I'm going to give you guys the link to that. There you go. Come join that community. Drop a hello in the general chat. At me if you want. And yeah, share your charts. Share what you're trading. We could break it down right here on Market in the Morning. That'd be pretty cool. Let's see. Cool, man. Awesome. Awesome. Go join that. Love that sandwich. Yeah, we will. We definitely will. NASDAQ at a key area right now. Really not looking for anything just yet. VIX, look at actually our weighted index right now is rejecting that area. So that's a good sign for the shorts. Doesn't mean I'm short right now. I'd possibly want to be short ES as it starts failing out of this zone, but I'm not going to be doing that. New York session just opened. I don't want to be the trader that thinks I'm right away, jumps in a trade, gets wicked out, takes another trade, and then gets wicked out. Guys, be patient. Nobody's got a gun to your head saying you have to take a trade right now. The point of having our pre-market analysis is so we can find our levels ahead of time so that when markets do open and start moving, whether it's moving same bias that we have or against the bias that we have, we could wait. We could wait. We have a purple key level here on NASDAQ around 28,500. That is also our gap on NQ is right over here as well. We're going to mark that out with green, like a demand area. So guess what? We move into this area first. I might look for support. I might look for Nvidia to find support down here. This blue area, take a look at Nvidia right here, guys. That's Apple. Take a look at Nvidia right here. This blue area on Nvidia. Look how strong this spot is. Support, 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 resistance, 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 support, support, support. Now we're still above it. We're trying to hold as support, but look, we're breaking below. So this 5-minute is so important. We close below somewhere over here. I look for that blue area to be resistance. We hold above it, then I'm looking for support somewhere on our equities. So very cool stuff there. Great breakdown. At least says I'm terrible at waiting. I'm still working on that. Nah, you're good. You're good. You're better than you think. Got to give yourselves more credit. Do you reckon NQ will close that gap from market open? Quite honestly, I do. I saw some guy posted on about the big gap up on the weekend, and I was like, we're going to fill that New York session. And bang, look at that. We're moving right into it right now. A lot of selling pressure down here. If we do manage to flip these sellers, then yes, this is a buying opportunity. Remember, this is the other trade setup that we had. So again, patience is a virtue. We'll see how we react down here if we start to hold, or if sellers have enough momentum that we continue. And guess what? If we continue from here, we're not upset that, oh, I should have shorted it off the open. No, we wait for our next trade setup. It's that simple. We're not forcing things. Nvidia is still trying to dump lower. Google's trying to push higher. Google also had a very strong move to the downside off of the earnings for the same exact reason. Higher CapEx. CapEx is how much the company spends on AI, and thinner margins. We could ask Market about that too. Bro, I love Ask Market. That is the coolest thing ever. All right, 15-minute did close more bearish on gold. We're getting that pullback here on the 5-minute and the 15-minute time frame. I'd possibly look for shorts on gold over here. Again, though, just going off of the analysis of gold's been choppy lately, and we're in the support area. This is what I call being stuck between a rock and a hard place when it comes to the market. So right now, actually, NASDAQ's pulling back. I want to see if we could test that level one more time. I do want to keep a very close eye for longs at the bottom of this range. Equities are holding okay. I'm just really want to be extra patient. What I was saying on gold, rock in a hard place, we have resistance literally right above us, and we're trading in the support zone right now. So we are so back and forth that do we really want to take a random trade when it could just continue against us? And the answer to that should be no. Take a look at the dollar. Dollar pulling back, not really selling off, just pulling back. So that again still helps support gold to the downside. NASDAQ, beautiful rip right off of that. I did not take this trade myself. If you guys did, great. But that was part of the trade plan. Longs off of those lows. I think we're on our way to the highs now. Be patient. We'll see if we have any areas of interest to pull back to, but that's just a beautiful reversal right there. Let's see. Cool, man. Nice. I didn't even realize we came off key cycle level 28,500. Beautiful. See if we get a pullback, possibly towards 544-ish. Scaling out of gold, sell from 41.05. Nice. Good job. Good job. 41.05. Good work. Nice. 41.05 all the way up here on Rebecca, were you GC short or were you XAU USD short? Either way, 41.05, phenomenal short entry. I don't think XAU USD, unless you shorted it all the way over here, but GC had 41.05 a bit more recently. Okay, there's gold reacting to that level right now. If we have a clean, strong reaction, possibly a short on gold here. If not, then hell no. Let's see. Could wait for this 5 to close. Yeah, way to go, Rebecca. That's a killer trade. Good work. Good job. Bro, NASDAQ ripping. That is a beautiful, and look at that. Nvidia held near that blue level. Google moving higher, Meta trying to move higher, Microsoft holding up, Apple seeing a bit of a reaction, SpaceX down to $113 a share. I hope you guys have been joining the market in the morning since before SpaceX IPO'd, because I've been warning everybody to stay the heck away from it. Now let's see. Okay, gold. Take a look at gold, giving us that reaction here. 214 left in the 5-minute. I really don't want to be forcing trades so quickly. We'll see how this 1 minute's closing. Pretty nice to the downside. Let's see. I just want to see very quickly something. This is our footprint chart. I just want to edit the settings in that. Going to do manual ladder. We're going to do delta. No, we're going to do total. Cluster, great. Point of control, great. Table, yes. Okay. Yeah, just wait. Give that a moment. Point of control is moving higher a bit right now. Wait for it. We'll see if we're tapping this and rejects again. If we tap this and rejects again, I will take a very light position short on gold here. If not, we're staying patient. Yeah, MGC, I think, yep, exactly. Me too. Got to trade micros when we have wider ranges like this. ES and NQ, pulling back a little bit. Nope, gold spiked higher. Stay patient. Doesn't mean shorts are off the table. This area is still valid until we break above that area. Minute 10 left. Great. I want to see this 5-minute candle close below this range. We close into this range, short positions are off the table. Huge pullback on NASDAQ right there. Huge. Wow, look at that. We're about to flip bearish on this candle. That is phenomenal. Let's see if we have any possible long setups. But no, NVIDIA is dumping here. Huge. Weighted index came to this area of resistance again as well. Really, same situation as gold when I say rock in a hard place. We have support right below us that we're holding on NASDAQ. But then we have resistance with the weighted index. We have resistance with VIX. Now, VIX, on the other hand, is trying to move lower off a key level, which will usually help the NASDAQ and ES move higher. So let's see, 5-minute, 15-minute closes in 5 minutes. I might look to take a long entry if we can hold right here on NQ, but we're really going to have to hold. NVIDIA just had another move lower, new low of day on NVIDIA. I hate going long on the S&P and NASDAQ when NVIDIA is showing such significant weakness. NVIDIA accounts for, what is it, about 8% of the S&P 500. One company. That's insane. We can, on the other hand, look for that area that we held to hold again. See if buyers want to protect that zone. But really just staying patient right now. Let's see. NVIDIA is still moving lower. Equity's struggling. I love NQ. Me too. Gold. Leaving gold alone. Leave that alone. No thank you. If NASDAQ gets back above 556... so this lower high that we had right here, I would consider some longs as long as we could try to remain above the low that we had. So I look for this type of trade setup. If we break that low, could possibly look for a long at these lows, but just wait right now. Don't jump the gun. Don't go short. Don't go long. Wait for your level. Wait for your area. Wait for markets to tell you and show you that, yes, we're reacting to that level that you marked out. Or no, we're not reacting to that level you marked out. So here we are, we're getting close to that level again here on NQ. Now again, when I say buyers defend their position, when we reversed over here, we didn't just reverse out of nowhere. We reversed because buyers held their position. NVIDIA is still moving lower. If NVIDIA wasn't moving lower right now like it is, I would be looking for these longs right here on NQ. Just can't. Selling on NQ, hit TP on Asia retracement swing. Yo, W's, bro. Good job. Good work. Good work. Huge. I know they didn't give NQ did not give me the short entry I was looking for. If we do just break down and continue here, I will look for that new short entry. We can take a look at our dashboard, at our market headlines, see if anything new came out. Let's see. No new headlines that would really move us right now. Let's see. ES not really at any major resistance either. Let's see. Bit of a range-bound market environment right here, so I wouldn't be so quick to sell these lows without an actual breakdown and retest style trade. Because right now, if we're range-bound, guess what? We're at the bottom of our range right here. Be patient. But hey, we break lower, great. We're supporting to go back higher. Google new high of day, NVIDIA new low of day. What does NASDAQ do? New low of day. VIX spiking higher. Weighted index rejecting that spot. Really strong rejection point on the weighted index. Fortunately, I did not take those shorts. That is fine. We are here to watch and wait for markets to come to the levels that we have marked out ourselves versus just taking random trades when we see something. Boom, look at gold. Aren't we happy we didn't force trades in gold? That is fantastic. Very happy about that. Would have been just entered right to stop loss. That's why it's important to let those candles play out a little bit. Huge drop here on NASDAQ. That is great. NVIDIA is just falling out of the sky. Good selling pressure. Could even look for a short. Now remember, rock in a hard place situation. This gap is a support zone. We have an imbalance. We have a lot of unfilled orders getting filled right now. So what am I looking for? Well, you guys know I'm bearish, so I do want to see us fill the gap. We're getting there, but I don't want to go short in the middle, and I also don't want to go short when there's a minute 30 left on the 5-minute, and we already had this big of a move, because realistically, we already had a strong move. Why would I think we're going to have another strong move during the same 5-minute? Is it impossible? Absolutely not. Is it probable? Now you're asking the right questions. Good morning, guys. What's up? What's up, guys? Smash that like button. We got to run that through the roof today. I'd still be interested almost in seeing if we get back above that pivot. If we get back above this pivot right here, we start to close above there on the 5-minute. Guess what? All those people selling these lows, trapped underwater. What happens to them? Markets rip in their face. NVIDIA's at a pretty key level too right now. Take a look at NVIDIA right here, guys. So NVIDIA is trading right here. Look to the left. We've reversed off this level before a couple of times. So we had a key level 206. We now have another key level 202. Just keeping an eye. 20 seconds left. If markets start picking up in volume, buying volume, we start rallying, great, we take a long. If not, guess what? We're looking for the shorts. That's simple. Let markets come to us. Okay, go long. All you like now. Go all you like now. Nice. Oh, because you got out of the short. That's funny. That's funny. Listen, I don't know, man. The short's holding pretty well right now. It definitely is. I might take a stab at some shorts around 66, stop around 90. But I do, like I said, I want to be very patient. 66, 90. We had good selling momentum. This would be the trade setup I'm possibly looking for here on NASDAQ. Let me just fix my NQ charts, my NVIDIA charts, all that fun stuff. Okay, we're pulling back into it right now. NVIDIA is still very bearish. I'm gonna take a light stab at some shorts here on NASDAQ off of the zone with stop loss near that 28.90. And just a light stab. I know we're in that support area, so I want to go very light in the trade, but I do want to try to let it play out, seeing how strong we are to the downside today. So far, remember, that's a so far situation. We're still in the support. Pulling back, seeing some strength. I suppose 25.09 would be the best area to look for, even to add to the shorts. Or if I take the stop loss at 490, I'll re-enter near that 506 if, again, sellers step in at that point. But right now I'm in the short, taking it light size, looking for some momentum, some continuation. Okay, trying to play out. Nice little move right there. Nice. See if we get new low a day for a quick little move, quick little scalp right there. Get out of a few at new low. And we're close, and so close. Fill me. Yo, stop messing around. That did make new low a day, which does support the bearish bias. NVIDIA is still weak. Microsoft starting to fall. A lot of the other equities are a bit more 50-50. Be a little careful there. Just wait one moment. Could wick right back up. Let's see. VIX is still flying higher, which does support the downside. I'll try to get out of a few contracts near low, so it's just a quick little scalp on a few, and then try to hold the rest. Got to see NVIDIA is still dumping, so that's a great sign. Rest of the equities are trying to hold bullish, though. So again, we're in that 50-50 range, rocking a hard play situation. Would love to stay longer, but it's sleep time. Yo, Elisa, have a great rest of your day. Appreciate you for always joining and showing some love. It's all about support. It's all about community and growth, guys. Community that grows together makes money together. Boom, out of a few right there. Nice first little take profit, holding a few micros left. I have 3 micros on NASDAQ, looking for price to continue lower. If it fails, we stop out. I already took profit. It's a no lose trade. Yes, sir. W's. At least a full port short. Go back in. Get back in. No, I'm just kidding. But we'll see. We got good momentum. VIX still moving higher. Back below previous day high on ES. Getting near the open price level on ES. We're probably way below open price level on NASDAQ. We are. Yep, we are. It's tempting. It is, right? Markets are always going to be a little tempting. Minute 13 left. NVIDIA is trying to turn around a little bit here. Be careful. Be very careful. I was considering moving stop loss near, we'll keep it at that 94 area, that 90 area right now. Again, I took half off at new low of day. Just looking to hold it now, see how we play. If we continue lower, great. If we do end up reversing, we break higher, I will look for the long positions. All about adjusting to market conditions. We did have a very strong move to the downside off our first 15-minute candle, which does show me some good selling pressure. So let's just wait. Very happy that I got out of a few contracts where I did. That's for sure. There is a consistency rule. Yeah, depending on what account, what prop firm, if you guys trade with prop firms, some prop firms have what's called a consistency rule where they say, okay, you have to make 30% of your profits. Subsafe, yeah, I took a short on NQ right in the zone we're at right now. I took some profit already when we made new low of day. It does look like it just stopped out my remainder contracts. I feel like it shouldn't have. 98 would probably been a more solid stop loss there, but I'm glad it did because I do see VIX is trying to, NVIDIA is trying to reverse, and so is VIX. VIX moving lower from this area too. Let's see. NASDAQ holds here. We are going to make new low of day again. Trying to hold low. I'm glad we took profit off of some. I took small sell on NQ. Nice. Good. Be careful, though. Be careful. Rocking a hard place now. When you get into some profit, new low a day, you want to take that profit. It does look like markets are trying to reverse from this zone right now. Seeing a little bit of buying volume. NVIDIA is trying to push higher, too. This was a spot where NVIDIA was able to reverse as well. Might want to wait to see a reversal and then take the long position from here. So we hold this out. Nice little scalp on NASDAQ. Now, if we start to hold, we know to play the other side. We know to listen to the markets as markets come to us. 30-minute time frame. Got 8 minutes left for the 30. Guess what? We close higher here on the 30. We close somewhere up here. Then, yeah, we're going to be looking bullish. Usman, good morning, brother. How are you? So looking to see how price reacts down here. Can it climb higher? I almost do want to try some longs, but SpaceX is dumping. Apple's rejecting. Microsoft new high of day. Meta new high of day. Pretty 50-50 on our equities, just like we're 50-50 on our technicals and support and resistance. So be careful. All about being careful in these markets, not forcing trades. Gold. No trade zone. Ugly price action on gold today. Oil, probably similar situation. Yep. So what are we doing? We're trading the right asset we should be trading. Definitely seeing some buyers stepping on NASDAQ, like I mentioned, off of this 28,473 area. NVIDIA getting weak. Apple starting to dump. Could let this 5-minute close out. Like I said before, we were looking at the 30-minute. That's got 7.5 minutes left. That's plenty of time for it to drop, wick higher, hold up, whatever it wants to do. Ideally, I would want to see us reverse from this gap area to trade back towards 28,711. Even to give us a short position up there would be great. If not, then we wait. We wait, guys. Being patient is the best thing you can do when it comes to trading, because then you're not forcing trades. You're not taking 1,000 paper cuts. You're just letting the market come to us. That's exactly what you should be doing all the time. Some traders say, oh, we're moving higher, I got to go long. Oh, we're moving lower, I got to go short. I saw a video. Oh, my God. I saw this video of this new trader. And listen, man, I always say it's about supporting people in our community. Bro, she said, this is how I trade. And she goes, well, it looks like we're going lower. I'm going to go short. And then it stops her out and it reversed. And she goes, oh, well, I got it wrong. So it looks like we're going higher now. Now I got to go long. Bro, what? It was mind blowing. It was insane. She did that like 4 times. And listen, she doesn't matter. It's something new traders are going to do because they just go off of what they see. Oh, it looks like this. It looks like that. Markets don't That's the whole point of market makers. Yeah, gambling 101, exactly. Market makers know how to make markets look like they're doing A, B, and C. Let's see. Weighted index came back to VWAP and rejected. So again, I'm seeing more reason to sell than to buy, but it doesn't mean I'm just going to sell randomly down here. Minute 08 left. We can let this 5-minute try to close out and see how we go from there. I think we had a headline right there as well. Iran rejected 2 U.S. demands in talks. Deputy Foreign Minister says negotiations could fail if terms not accepted. Okay, nice. Let's go fill that gap to the downside. Guys, smash that like button. Let's make some money today. NVIDIA dumping lower again here. If we can get back below 52, I take it short with stop loss back at that 90 again. Some sellers starting to step in. SpaceX dropping lower. Want to see these sellers step in. If sellers can step in, we're in for another leg down. If not, then yes, we're going to be range bound, probably come back towards VWAP and then reject. And if that's the case, that's the trade we take. Buyers are trying their best to support price down here. NVIDIA has another plan. So does the weighted index. See if we could drop from here. Really want to see a strong move below that previous 5-minute low. If we don't get that, and like I said, we're starting to base out right here. Buyers might step in the 30-minute time frame, might look to try to trade up to 28,530. If not, look, ES is dropping. Good. NASDAQ supporting that move too to the downside. Really going off of that weighted index off VWAP that helps support the shorts. We'll see. NVIDIA still moving lower. Be careful. Take trades as you please. Know where your stop loss is. Stop loss should be at a structural point where it's like, okay, if my analysis is wrong here, my stop loss is at a recent pivot high. There, we get another leg. Come on now, give us a big drop here. NVIDIA, start selling off. Let's make some money. I am jumped back in a short, very light position because, again, we're running into that support area, but the selling pressure, it's hard to not take that short when all the signs are giving us a much stronger reason to short. There's another leg. Come on, give us a big drop. We're looking for a move right towards 350. There we go. Nice. New low of day confirmed. Great. VIX still moving higher. Wonderful. Weighted index pulling back a little bit. I will say could possibly look to cancel the trade out here. There we go. Give us a strong move lower. Get a strong move lower. I'm holding it. If not, I am putting my stop loss right here. So I'm moving my trail stop to right here. So that, guess what? If it wicks higher, I'm out for a nice profit. If it continues lower, we're letting our winner run. Bang! That's it. Beautiful. After Iran rejection, U.S. demand. Exactly what I'm saying, man. It was that headline that made me say, all right, we're trying the shorts again. Fundamentals, technicals, all of it lining short, and we're getting that breakdown. So that's where everything comes in play. That's why we love market. We're definitely wicking around. Give it a moment here. Again, strong selling volume at low, so I want to try to hold these shorts to see if we have some follow through. Would love to see a gap fill today. Boom, there's another new low. Just being patient. Let markets come to us, and if it wicks up to 420 again, then I'm out for profit. If it holds lower, we're in from the beginning of this candle. How nice is that? Catching the full move if we continue lower here. And guess what we're doing? We're continuing lower at the moment. Bang, huge. Love it. Love to see it. Love to see it. Oh my God, amazing, guys. Huge, amazing. Keep going, Naz. Moving my stop to, what's that, 41.18. Say like 16. Huge drop, and we're catching the full move, guys. You catch this full move here on market in the morning, guys. Does it get any better than that? Does it get any better than that, honestly? Oh my God, guys. Bang. Bang! W's, man. Huge W's in the chat right there. Keep going. Keep going. Printing. Absolutely printing right now. I am going to get out of one contract. Boom! Right there. Guys, fantastic. W's in the chat right there. We're killing it. Yeah, right? W's, man. You got it, Beth. You got it. That's how we do it here at Market in the Morning, man. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Just passed my eval. Let's go, Lauren. Let's go, baby. That's how we do it here at Market in the Morning. Oh my God, guys, this drop is still going. That is phenomenal. Keep going, NASDAQ. Keep going, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sirski. Print that away. Oh my God, look at this 1 minute forming so bearish. NVIDIA still bearish. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Do we just fall right down from here, keep falling and fill this gap right off the open? Do we catch this full move? That's how we do. That's how we do, baby. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You guys got it. Lauren, absolutely. I hope that this stream helped you pass that eval. That's my goal with these streams. Help everybody do well. Help everybody succeed. Get to that next level. I will move my stop loss to this 28,388 area right above this recent 1 minute candle because I really don't want to let it run all the way back to this recent 28,422. But I also, if we have the momentum like we're seeing, want to let it play out. There it is. Keep going. That's amazing. That's amazing, guys. Come on. Thanks, Market, to let me know out of Bitcoin. There you go, Ted. That's what I'm saying, bro. Everything comes in. Everything comes into play, whether market's telling you to take a trade or market's telling you to not take a trade. Boom, another drop. I'm still in a few contracts of these shorts. This is phenomenal, guys. What a move. This is a beautiful move right here. NVIDIA pushing lower. Get ready for another drop on NASDAQ. Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. Huge. Oh, my God, guys. Beautiful. Beautiful. Keep going, NQ. Keep going. Where's the explosion sound? Where is it? Hold up. Catching the full move on Market in the Morning. A free stream for you guys. Get the heck out of here. I'm going to probably close this trade out near these lows because that was a, manual close on that myself. That was beautiful, guys. That was amazing. Great trade. Fantastic work. Catching that big move right there on NQ. That was 112 points. That's phenomenal. Good work, guys. Give yourselves a round of applause, a pat on the back. Fantastic. What's up, Marie says, I'm a gold trader, but Kev is teaching you, so learning to catch some other trades. Beautiful. Good job. There you go. All about adjustment. Look at that NASDAQ, another drop. It's continuing. It's continuing. Listen, I'm in good profits on the day. I'm not giving it back. That was wonderful. That was a wonderful trade right there. Really good work. ES continuing. NASDAQ continuing. This is phenomenal. Great job. Great job. Guys, I'm doing this on like an hour of sleep, too, so we're killing it. Absolutely killing. Guys, why are we not at 1,000 likes right now? Run that, man. We should be at 1,000 likes and 2,000 people consecutively watching. How are you guys not sharing this to your friends? How are we not at that point? We're giving you guys great trade call outs, great market analysis beforehand. We're calling this all out beforehand and then following it. Come on now. Come on now. Beautiful, guys. Great trades. S&P futures firm as oil tumbles ahead of key Fed decision. All things we've gone over. Remember, slightly bullish doesn't mean we have to go long. We understand everything market tells us, not just these two buttons up here. If you distract yourself with, oh, well, it says slightly bullish, I can't take a short, you would have missed out on this huge move right here. Yo, there's that gap fill. That's insane. 144 points. I closed out for 112. Phenomenal. Yes, absolutely. Beth, you got it. You got it, guys. I'm, again, hoping that these streams help you guys not only become better traders, but become more consistent and give yourselves the confidence in the market. I have confidence in my trade setups. I have follow through. I execute. Bang. That's it. If I don't have time for a pre-market prep. I'm going to have a bad time. I know that. That's who I am. That's how I am. So, again, I want to instill that confidence in you guys. Weighted index, huge pullback. Take a look at our weighted index chart right here. Huge pullback to VWAP. NASDAQ continuing lower. Now, what I want to note too on NASDAQ is where's the next area of support that we have? Well, we do sort of have this area where price reversed, but I don't really count this as a reversal because this is price gapped here. I don't like finding areas of support and that need a gap to continue. So if anything, I would really be looking for NASDAQ to sweep previous day low today. That's still another 100 points to the downside. So guess what? We could wait for a re-entry. Angela, absolutely. I'm so glad it's helpful. So glad it's helpful. That's what these streams are for. I love doing it. I love helping people, setting these types of streams up, hosting these streams for you guys. I even have people that I do one-on-one sessions with, help them sort of really dial in on what you need to focus on and take to that next level. But yeah, you already know, Rebecca, we bring the heat up in here. I see a lot of HTL people in here. I love to see that. That's awesome. That's cool. It's all about bringing communities together. Bang, NASDAQ continuing lower. Guys, drop a W if you took that NASDAQ trade. Drop a W if you're still in that NASDAQ trade. Wow. And that's all thanks to NVIDIA. That's all thanks to NVIDIA. Microsoft has been trying to climb higher. Apple has been range bound. SpaceX and NVIDIA have been dumping. Guess what the NASDAQ's been doing in correlation? Dumping. Yes, sir. You already know. Yeah, baby, like Austin Powers. Nice little throwback reference there. Huge, guys, huge. Great. Yes, sir, Angela, you already got it. W's over there. Good, I'm glad. Again, I hope you guys print some money with me on these trades. My goal of these sessions is to not be a call-out bot. My goal of these sessions is to say, hey, let me teach you A, B, and C so you gain some confidence. Hey, let me, give you an idea of my trade analysis, my trade bias, the levels I'm watching, so that you can help find your own levels too and see if they relate. Now, let's say, again, the whole point of becoming a trader when you're getting started is the independence, is to be able to trade, to not have a boss, not have to listen to anybody. The independence from trading is where it all comes from. Yeah, exactly. We want to learn the why. So I don't want to just be like, short NASDAQ, stop loss here. Great, good job, good trade, everybody. See you tomorrow. What are you learning from that? You don't learn anything from that. Because guess what? I want to teach you what I'm looking at. I want to teach you how I'm breaking it down, teach you why I'm taking the trade. If you know the why, you'll know the how, you'll see the follow through, and you'll know why it works, why it doesn't work. And just remember, not every trade setup works 100% of the time. You're going to have losses. That's why risk management is so important. NASDAQ continuing on this drop right now. That is crazy sauce. Cool, man. Guys, fantastic. Huge drops. NASDAQ's like, all right, I'll see you guys on the other side. Continuing lower here. I'm not taking any more shorts at these lows. That's for sure. I told you guys full price target, though, if we do have one, is going to be previous day low, and that is 244 points from our original entry. Yeah, gap close, Mike, bro, we caught that, man. I don't know if you're just joining, but we caught these shorts on NASDAQ here from around 28,460, and I got out around, I want to say it was like 350. I could actually look. 350. So about 100 and something points. Real nice move. And so a great trade. Very nice move. XO, what's up, brother? I was in the short too, but when I was moving the stop loss and the money, it stopped out. Oh, man. So listen, right? That's great. It's not great that you got stopped out, but it's a great learning experience. Why did you get stopped out? Where did you move your stop loss? Did you move it to an actual structural low, or did you just move it to a random point because you didn't want to lose any more money from there? Like for myself, when I took this trade and we started dumping through previous, the recent low we had, I said, okay, my stop loss is still over here now. I want to see how do we react off this low. We dumped with strength. When we continued, I moved my stop loss to that recent low, right? So then boom, stops move to not even break even, stops move into profit. Say, great, now I can let this trade run. It either hits another take profit or it does stop me out for profit. No lose trade. or were you trailing it where you're like, okay, we're moving, I'm just going to keep moving it, the last candle, then you got stopped out over here, and then it dropped again, because this would not be a good structural point to put that stop loss. There's no real support, resistance, or higher, lower high formed right here. This is just a little pullback area. So definitely want to journal that and cover that. Why did you get out of the trade? Where did you get out of the trade? Why'd you move your stop loss? And where'd you move your stop loss? Good stuff, guys. Good stuff. All right, let's see. Yo, look at this, guys. Something to point out with gold. I was looking for the 15-minute time frame here. Basing, sell off. It's looking for this candle to pull back. It did pull back. It reversed above that zone. Range bound. We break out higher. People buy just to get swept. Break lower. People sell just to get swept. We did the right thing by leaving gold alone in this session so far and traded NASDAQ and or ES. ES was also a nice short opportunity. ES opened right inside supply today and then just dumped from it. It opened in supply, under VWAP, compression there in volume and price, tried to spike out higher, failed, reversed, and dumped. That also helped give us some strength in those NASDAQ shorts. Now, unfortunately, NASDAQ didn't pull up to the main area we were looking for, 28,709, but that doesn't mean we don't take any trades. We let markets come to us, we see how it's breaking down, and then we take our trades. So good job, guys. Good work. At this point, I am going to be a little more patient, see if anything plays out. We can add our volume profile back to the chart now, too. So let's see. Guys, before even placing the volume profile, I'm going to tell you what it's going to say. High volume, because that's where price ranged. Possibly a little bit more volume here. Low to no volume, and then a bit more volume over here. Let's see if we got that right. Guys, you saw it here first. You gain the experience in the market. You're going to be able to spot things just like that. That is sick. That was a very cool, quick analysis and quick rundown of understanding where volume profile is going to be without even placing a volume profile. What, Kevin? How'd you do that? Because I have X-ray vision in these markets. That's what 6-7 years of day trading will do to you. Wow, look at that, guys. A new low of day on NASDAQ. Beautiful. Beautiful. Guys, great short position. If our homie, we have a homie here in the chat that runs a market in the morning. Excuse me. Runs a market in the morning fan page. If you're in here, man, you got to clip that. That was fire. Continuing lower. Now, guys, because we have selling pressure, this is a type of market where when we break a new low a day, you can take it for a scalp with stop at a recent high on a lower time frame, like a 1 minute, if you're not using an order flow tool. Whereas if you're using an order flow tool, I like to use Bookmap. You can sort of spot those higher highs, lower lows, things like that a lot easier. But if you're not, then yeah, you could look at a 1 minute. That will also give you a bit of an idea. When we break a new low, your stop loss moves to that recent high and vice versa. So guys, beautiful stuff there. It is 10:11 right now. This has been an absolutely beautiful stream. We will not wrap it up just yet. We will wait and see if we get a pullback area, possibly 400. So again, 400 is low volume area. Just pull back, markets balance themselves and continue lower. At that point, we'll see where the VIX is trading, see if it's giving us any trade setups. If we even get that pullback, this volume, look at this, guys. We're ripping to the downside. It looks like it's just killing. It's dying to hit that 28,214, that previous day low level. Nvidia took a hit again. Microsoft holding, SpaceX is trying to hold, but it's really that Nvidia that gave us beautiful follow through today. Guys, where are we at on the likes, man? Run that like button up still if you haven't yet. Show some love. These streams are free and these streams are daily. What more do you need, man, to learn and grow as a trader? I wish when I was getting started, market in the morning was the thing and there was somebody like me teaching it, because this is the best education you could find, the freest education you could find, and the right fundamentals, the right breakdowns, the right mentor guiding it to say, no trade zone. This is my setup. This is why. You want to know the why. You do not want to know, oh, where's my entry? I'm taking it here. Stop loss here. Good luck. Good luck? What do you mean good luck? So great stuff. VIX new high of day. VIX high of day confirms ES and NQ low of day. So trend is still in our favor to the downside. Really great work, guys. Fantastic. That is amazing. Those shorts were beautiful. Now we're waiting to see if we do happen to get a pullback towards 28,370. Really looking for 28,400. Key psychological level, low volume shelf there. For any fair value gap traders, it's a fair value gap there as well. So a few things lining up within that area that would give me the idea to take the short for the follow through. But we're getting very close to that previous day low price target we had at 210. That is amazing. NVIDIA new low of day. Amazing. Hey, Jermaine. Hello from Texas. What's going on? Hello from New York. What's going on, man? How are you? Nixon 5. Oh, we're past that. Where's gold headed? Bro, gold's headed to the toilet, man. This price action is awful. I do want to see some more downside on gold. I want to see gold fill its gap to the downside as well. So later in the day, when you see that happen, you better come back and be like, shit, I got to tell Kevin he was right. But we'll see. And guess what? If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. But it looks like it does want to try to fill that gap as well. And we could take a look at the dollar to help possibly confirm that. Ooh, look at that. The dollar. We're at an area where the dollar has reversed bearish. So what do we want to know? Are we going to reverse bearish on the dollar, which would help support gold to the upside? Now, one of the main reasons I'm not taking gold long or short right now, well, really the main reason I'm not taking it short is because the dollar is starting to reverse. Also, this gap area, as I mentioned before, is an imbalance zone. So when we come into it, we're filling a bunch of buy orders. At some point, if those buyers absorb all the selling volume, buyers take control. So we'll see. I'd be very patient on gold. I'd really be looking for more NAS trades today. There we go. We're getting a bit of a pullback. I didn't want to add another thing to add, but man, I'm glad I did. Puts the technicals and fundamentals together. Oh, I'm glad. Good. What do you mean didn't want to add another thing to learn? What is it that you got to learn? Or are you talking about just like NASDAQ? Or are you talking about market? What are you talking about? Yeah, Yusuf, Ask Kev. Bro, did you miss it? Earlier we were playing with Ask Kev. It's called Ask Market, but I like Ask Kev better. You guys got to go vote for that name. Got to go to this chat button over here and be like, call it Ask Kev. That would be hilarious. Hey, Kev, thanks for the win, MQ. I'm out. I have a runner on gold with small volume on gold. Yeah, small volume too. Small volume is a very clear tell that we want to stay out of those markets. If institutions aren't putting volume into it for direction, why would you? We want to trade with institutions. We don't want to trade with retail. But I did a stop loss where I was willing to lose, just going to leave it till the gap fills. Good for you. Awesome. Just learning how to use your system. Cool. So yeah, so Market AI is a great system to learn. My own, it's really a combination, right? I give this example all the time. Yeah, information overload. You know, you don't want to information overload yourself where you're overwhelmed. You want to find good foundation to build off of. So like something that my main teach when it comes to teaching new traders is supply and demand on that higher time frame, and that higher time frame areas of interest like I was showing you guys earlier. And that works out very well in our favor today, right? They usually do. Then we break it down to lower time frame. Then we break it down to possibly either volume analysis and add fundamentals in there. All the pieces come together. And of course, you can't forget about risk management. But because there's so many pieces, you don't want to be the one that's like staring at it, just going overwhelmed. No, you want to be able to figure it all out. So when it comes to trading, where's our drawing tool? Think of the circle as trading right here. Trading. We'll just call it trade. It's not drawing. All right. You guys get it. This is trading. We have our fundamentals. We have our risk management. We have our higher time frame key levels. Now, guys, higher time frame key levels, Every trader, every successful trader uses them. Even if you're trading an opening range breakout, they're finding those higher time frame levels to make sure they're not going long into a higher time frame resistance or vice versa. So fundamentals, risk management, higher time frame. Then comes strategy. What's your actual execution reason? Are you using order flow? Are you using orb, initial balance, whatever the case may be? But everything comes together into our trading bubble. You have to have the pieces to find consistency. And of course, you put it all together, put everything together with routine. Routine builds consistency. And when you build a solid routine and you see consistency in your routine, you're going to see consistency in your trading system, and you're going to see very nice follow through. Cool, guys. That is sick. Absolutely sick. Great breakdowns, great analysis. Look at all those brush tools. Imagine clicking each one and deleting each one. We're cooler than that. We select all and delete all. Guys, happy trading, everyone. Marie, have a great rest of your day. It's great to have you in here. Awesome, guys. Great job today. Great shorts on NASDAQ. Don't forget to smash that like button. Let's run it to 75 today, especially after such a beautiful win that we had. I'd love to see a pullback, man. If we could get a pullback to 28,375, 28,400, we're taking it short. Chef's kiss. If not, and we continue, all right, then we continue. We had the bias right. We had shorts off of 28,465. We killed it. We printed. We got our money for the day. We're done. We could go take care of whatever we got to take care of. Because that's the whole goal of trading, right? The goal of trading is to have that independence, to have that freedom of time. Learn the skill. The skill will pay. The pay will give you freedom of time. It'll let you guys host market in the morning. That way I could retire. I'm just kidding. Yo, Lindo, are you in here? Lindo's usually in here, takes trades with me. Guys, if you go to the market Discord, we have our general tab and we have our trader room tab. And Lindo loves, man. Look, W on those calls on ES buys yesterday, ate those. What else? Still in as weak. There's a few that he ends up showing out. Ran TP on those shorts. Look at this, man. I didn't even end up taking that short trade. He took it. We had a news candle just drop us, full take profit, and he got out. That's crazy. Another one. Where else? Nice call on SP 500. Like, bro, you just gotta chill. Come join market, learn some patience, and learn how markets trade. Yo, I plan to short after London sweep from resistance. Oh, man, where? On what, NQ or gold? Damn, there's that NASDAQ previous day low. That is insane. Huge W's there. Really great. Awesome, guys. NQ, cool. So let's see. Asia sweep low. Were you looking like for the gap fill area, or were you looking for this pivot over here? Took 2 sells on gold. Oh, yeah, definitely be careful on those sells on gold. We were talking about gold earlier that I do want to see gold move lower, but the fact that we are low on volume, the dollar is struggling, trying to move higher and lower at the same time. So take a look at the dollar here. Dollar rejected this. Now it's holding higher again. So higher dollar does equal shorts on gold, but it's in a point that this gap has been acting as support. We saw multiple times gold came into it and held, came into it, held, came into it and held, came into it, tried to hold. And as soon as it tried to hold and failed so many times, started to barcode, that's when I said I'm looking for it to chop lower. And that's exactly what it's doing. Again, experience, exposure to the market. GG is absolutely famous. You got it, bro. Good stuff, guys. This is phenomenal. Bro, guys, I post these funny questions, these videos on Instagram to my separate accounts, Trading Pioneers. That's the community that I started, and I ask these questions. I do three questions. I'm gonna break it down right here. Let's see if you guys know. and answer accordingly in the comments if you want to play along. I'm going to read the script off here. It's 3 questions on basic education and then 3 questions about day trading. So, do you know more about basic education or day trading? Question 1. First 3 questions, we're going to go over basic education. Question 1. What is the furthest planet from the sun? Furthest from the sun. 1, 2, 3. Neptune. All right, question 2. What is the capital city of the United States? Again, markets are moving lower, not giving us a pullback. We're going to mess around. We're going to keep learning. City capital of the United States, Washington, D.C. Then third one was, what is faster? What moves faster, light or sound? 1, 2, 3. Light. Light moves faster than sound. Day trading questions wise, let's see. What does DOM stand for? DOM. As depth of market. What else? What type of stop loss automatically moves up as the trade goes in your favor? 1, 2, 3. It's a trailing stop loss. And then the last question was, what do you call a trader who holds positions overnight or for several days? 1, 2, 3. Swing trader. So simple enough questions. I am going to make them more complex as the series goes on, but it's a fun little engaging type of thing to do. NASDAQ continuing lower. That is insanity right there, guys. Beautiful move. Let's see. Really great. Let's see. What else? It's a London sweep high. There's also resistance 75.35. Oh, were you looking at ES? Let's see. Wow, look at this continuation, guys. And are we in that daily demand? We're getting close. Look at these bear candles, man. You're really going to look at this daily time frame and be like, yeah, I'm going to take some buys. Nah. Yo, that's dope too. I said that's great. Again, I saw that that content creator trader posted this big gap up and he was looking for longs. And I wrote in the comments, we're going to fill that in New York Open. And what do? We filled it in New York Open. How do we know that? Because market told us, because Kevin told us, because we saw it, because we have the experience, the execution, and really the experience to know and see how markets like to trade and react. That's crazy, man. We continued so much lower. We would have been up over 300 points on the NASDAQ shorts there. I cut it for about 112. Still a great move in my opinion. And I was looking for it to hold in that gap. I'm still waiting to see if we get a pullback, right? I'll add an alert here so that if I'm away, let's say we wrap up the stream in a minute, I walk away, I go take care of stuff, I go about my day, go get some breakfast, a bagel, go walk the dog, and boom, my phone goes off. Oh, we hit 28,374 on NASDAQ. Great. I could either look at my phone on TradingView or come back to the desk, sit down, look at my space terminal here with all the monitors, say, great, let's look for the reaction. We get the reaction, we take the execution, we go about our day again. But right now we're extended. I do not want to try to catch any falling knives. Now, when a trader or when an educator says the term, we don't want to catch a falling knife, what they're referring to is price moving lower and then retail having the mindset, oh, we can't go any lower than this. I got to buy this. We're going to pull back. We're oversold. I got to buy this. You're catching a falling knife because the market is falling, and you're catching a falling knife because you're going to get hurt. You do not want to catch a falling knife. Let markets come to you. Let everything play out cool, calm, and collective. Does that mean down here we don't take a trade? Absolutely. That's good patience. Risk management isn't just, oh, how much am I risking per trade? It's knowing when to trade and when not to trade. So guys, that is a wrap for today's market in the morning. That was an absolutely stellar and amazing stream. Caught some beautiful shorts on NASDAQ and great call outs, good analysis on gold. We knew to stay away from it, and it did exactly that. It was range bound. We did the right thing to stay away, and it's actually doing what I said it would too, right? Where we're chopping our way lower, it's still chopping its way lower. I do believe gold's going to go fill that gap to 40.58 on GC and around 40.55 on XAU USD. Beth, absolutely. It is my pleasure. I'm always so happy to help. and help give you guys some strong education and knowledge. Rebecca, Angela, Beth, everybody. Who else? Who was it that passed their eval? Lauren. Great job. Amazing. So happy you guys are doing good. That's what I like to see. That's what Market in the Morning is about. That's what I'm all about, bringing you guys to that next level. So drop some W's. Make sure you hit the like button if you haven't already. Have a great rest of your day. I will see you all back here tomorrow for the next show. As of now, I don't think I have any more guests for tomorrow. So we're going to be running it back just like we did today. So be excited. Be here. Take a screenshot, post it on your story, tag me on Instagram, right, at Trading with Kev. I'll repost your story onto my story. Show some love. It's all about showing support. I'm here supporting you guys here on this free live stream. Show some love on social media. Spread the kindness, spread the knowledge. We could give everybody this bit of information, right? It's all about having understanding of markets and having a good understanding with market. So guys, have a great rest of the day. I will see you all tomorrow. Peace.